Good morning, students of class 7. Today I am going to discuss about Sher Shah. The period between 1540 and 1556 marked the rule of the Sud dynasty in Delhi under Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah Suri, originally called Farid Khan, was the son of the Jagidar of Sasaram in Bihar. He initially looked after his father's Jagir, but after quarrels with his stepmother, he was forced to look for employment under the Afghan ruler of Bihar. He attained the title of Sher Shah when he handedly killed a tiger. He was an ambitious man and he raised a large army with the hope of capturing the throne of Delhi. Sher Shah, within a few years, he raised a large army and became powerful in the region covered by the present day states of Bihar, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. He defeated Humayun twice and occupied Delhi. He went on to annex territories in the north and organized the administration of his empire. Unfortunately, Sher Shah ruled for a very brief period. He died in 1545 and was buried at Sasaram. Sher Shah was a good general and an even better administrator. He reformed the civil, military, and land revenue administration. He is often regarded as the uh, forerunner of Akbar. Many of the reforms introduced by Sher Shah were continued by Akbar. At first, civil administration. Sher Shah divided his empire into smaller units and entrusted them to officials for better administration. The king was the supremo authority of the empire. It was divided into several provinces or sarkars, which were governed by the munsif, who acted as a supervisor to the sarkar and the chief revenue collector. These districts were subdivided into parganas, which were administered by the sikdar, whose sole responsibility was to ensure law and order, and the aim, who was the recorder of the produce of the land. Parganas were further divided into villages. Each village was under the headman, like Patwari, called accountant, and the Chaudhuri, register. Land reforms. Land was measured and graded according to the quality of the soil into good, average, and bad. Tax was fixed at one third of the yield and could be paid in cash or in kind. Peasants were not required to pay their taxes during times of flood and drought. Shersha introduced the patta or proof of ownership, and this custom prevails till death. Peasants are given soft loans to tide them over difficult times. Soldiers are given strict instruction not to destroy standing crops during military campaigns. Uh, Hindus are given high post in the government and the army. His revenue minister, Raja Todormal, was a Hindu, as was Brahmajit Gaur, his general. He kept in touch with the peasants and supervised the work of his officers. Sher Shah had a large and well trained army consisting of an infantry, a cavalry, and were elephants. The army was divided into smaller units and put under separate commanders. Soldiers were organized into ranks according to their size of the unit they commanded. He recruited soldiers personally, fixed their salaries, and paid them directly. He adopted the system of Dag and Chehra introduced by Alauddin Khilji. Soldiers were housed in cantonments situated in the different parts of his empire. An intelligent administrator Sher Shah knew that roads were important to keep the whole empire together. He constructed a network of very high quality roads connecting every part of the empire. Around 1700 rest house or saris were constructed at the regular intervals. These not only served the traveler but they also had stables and watering troughs for horses. These saris developed into centers of trade and cities thrived around them. Trees were planted among the streets to easy traveling, and officers called mukaddamas were appointed to ensure safety on the roads. The saris also served as dak chowkis to deliver mail. Post was delivered from one chowki to the next. Stability and safety proved to initiate a growth in trade and commerce. Taxes were levied judiciously and collected honestly. Foreign trade began to prosper, and customs duty was collected only at 2 points in the east and the west. He introduced a new silver coin called the rupaya. This is a unit of currency in India even today. Art and architecture. A pattern of art, he rebuilt the city of Delhi. His fort in Delhi, known as the Purana Killa, still stands today. It has a beautiful mosque called the Kuila-i Khunna, and the Seri Mandal was used by Humayun as a library. His mausoleum at Sasaram in Bihar is surrounded by a beautiful artificial lake. Sher Shah has often been compared to Akbar. It has been argued that had Sher Shah not died in 1545, the Mughals would never have been able to set foot in India again and the Mughal Empire would never have been re established. Unfortunately, Sher Shah was followed by weak, ineffective rulers, and Humayun took advantage of these and claimed the throne of Delhi to re establish the Mughal Empire once again in 1555. Okay, today I stop here because phase 1 of Mughal Empire is finished. Next day I will go Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and also Aurangzeb. Okay, go through the chapter carefully and prepare yourself as examinee for examination of third terminal. Thank you.